Welcome. Before this video begins, I just wanted to run you through devices I have. So, at the moment, these are the only two devices I have for this trip. I can get more, I will get more further down the road. The company I'm doing this with, they will provide me with more tools necessary to contact spirits, I suppose is what they'd call it. But these are the only two devices I have at the moment. So this one is a EMF reader, the K2 EMF reader. Simply works, you just press the button. There we go, it's on a 1 right now, and electronics do set it off sometimes. So if I do put it up to my computer, you can see there, I don't know if you can focus or not, but the second light goes off. So when we use this, we make sure that there is no other technology turned on around us besides my phone, that my phone doesn't go off. I've got it right next to my phone, it's still at a baseline. The energy that spirits give off is supposed to be electromagnetic energy, which is what this device picks up. Now, depending on the severity up here, so you've got 0, which is the baseline here, and the maximum of 20 plus milligauss energy. And so what I'll be using this for, I'll be walking around essentially asking for spirits to communicate, and if they can, to come forward to this device, as you'll see in the video. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I haven't been yet, I'm filming this before the video, so I'm very, very excited about this. Hopefully someone or something does come across and gets closer to this device and sets it off. Second device here, the SB7 spirit box. This sets off radio frequencies. It scans through radio frequencies at a higher rate that spirits are allowed to sort of attach onto and communicate through. I'll give you an example. I'll turn it on. So it's a very loud, unpleasant noise it gives off. That's it scanning through radio stations at a fast rate. I'll go ahead and turn that off. And basically, it scans through radio stations at such a fast rate that if we were to hear a one-word answer or response to something that we would say, it would be considered as paranormal, because how can one word or one sentence or whatever answer you get through it, how can that come through 100 radio stations at once? It's a very paranormal phenomenon, basically. So if I were to say, my name's Liam, could you say my name back to me? And I heard my name through 100 radio stations at once, I'd consider that as paranormal and essentially get spooked out. But these are the only two devices we have today, the K2 EMF and the SB7 spirit box. The company I'm with will provide us with more devices, but the more videos I make, if you guys like it, I certainly will. The more videos I make, the more range of devices I'll end up having. So that's pretty much, I just wanted to run you through the devices I have today and what they do, but once I stop this, the video will officially begin. So good luck on the future Liam.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very, very special video for you guys today. Today, we will be conducting our very first paranormal investigation in Beechworth Asylum, Mayday Hills Mental Asylum, also known as Beechworth Asylum, first opened its doors in 1867 and closed its doors in 1995. Following this long operation, this asylum also housed some evil spirits. Through many dark, twisting stairways and long, pitch-black rooms, this asylum is known for being one of the most haunted locations in country Victoria. One of the most haunted areas in this asylum is known as the Matron's Ward. where they housed what they would call insane young girls. And tonight, we are going to try and gain access to those rooms. I could give you a little history about the asylum, or we could show you ourselves. So let's show you Mayday Hills Asylum, shall we?
Bro. So we're walking in Beechworth town. I gotta admit, it looks old as fuck. It's like fucking, all the signs say it's like, what, 1850, what was it, 1858?
1858,
Yeah.
1852.
And we're just exploring. We're walking here and we've noticed this giant building with blah blah on the top. And we think it might be like, well, I don't think, I reckon it is an old jail. Oh, it literally says Old Beechworth Jail. So I'm thinking next time I come to Beechworth, because there is a lot of stuff here, because it's a town that's almost 200 years old. It's about like 180. Yeah, no, almost 180 years old. It's old as like. So 100% we're going to keep coming back to Beechworth a few times, because we've got the asylum tonight. I could ask about the jail. Imagine exploring this old like 170-year-old jail. We've got like old courthouses and churches. So not only is it extremely historical, but I reckon this place would be extremely haunted. Anyways, we're going to have a walk around for a bit. Might just film a few sites. It's got like a spiral staircase.
Dude, that's nuts.
Anyway, yeah, we'll have a look around. If there's anything cool, I might film, take a few photos. But definitely, we're gonna keep coming back here. We'll explore. The more I do this shit, the more I'll explore basically places around Victoria, New South Wales, and in future, maybe Queensland, maybe. But tonight's the asylum. I'll look into the jail. There's a lot more landmarks around, but yeah, we'll walk around. Right, today's the day, ladies and gentlemen. I look like this because Jared, Asa and I have driven 4 hours, long 4 hours here to Beechworth, and we've just stayed the night at this beautiful campsite. That view, look at that. Woken up quite early this morning and just explore before the big night tonight at around 9 o'clock. Look at that view. Oh, that actually looks sick on camera. You got fucking Jared just sitting there tired as fuck. And then you got fucking, you got Asa over here. He's still asleep. Alright, it's time. Sun's going down. We're jumping in the car. I've got all my equipment. It'll provide us with some, hopefully. Alright, let's go to the Beechworth Asylum. We are here. It's a bit dark, so you probably can't even like focus on me. Actually, I'll turn the camera around. Yeah, that's better. Alright, we're here, right? There's a sign that says there. So we're here and you can't even like see it. Like, look how cool this shit looks. Yeah, I know, I can't even film. Look at that, bro. It's fucking alive. This. it's fake.
Do you reckon they
fake
think the bottom
skulls.
is here?
Oh yeah, no.
They literally do.
I reckon.
That's hectic. That won't be the real one.
Those cloaks are creepy as, bro. What do you reckon, Jared?
Oh, yeah, pretty good, pretty good. This is it. We start off our tour with something simple. We first begin our investigation in a general ward, as you'd like to call it, where they would house still mentally unstable people, but not highly rated insane residents of the asylum. So we start in the general ward and begin our investigation. Our guide for the night informs us that there is a spirit known as Norman that keeps entering and exiting the room. So he then tells us a safety message and says to be careful in that doorway, as Norman, the spirit, goes in and out of the room and may pass through you. He gave us this warning because some people who stand in front of the doorway tend to get a little lightheaded and feel a presence of some sort. I am stating this not only because he warned us, but he warned me, and you will soon see the effect it took on me. He also notified us of a little boy spirit by the name of Robert, who died in that very room. We asked Robert to communicate with us, and the result will shock you. Here's what we have.
If we ask the question and it blinks solidly, just when we're finished asking it, it's a yes. 2 other blinks is no, and if it's 7, it's a kid flutter, which we discovered here. They showed us how to do it. You'll hear it hit the other side of the main skull. Just think, can you make the needle go ping and see if you get a full skull reflection? Forget excitement. So think questions.
Our guide explains to us of a device called the Ovulus, which basically is an electronic dictionary that spirits can pick words out of that dictionary as a response.
Call them the pretty colours because I don't think Robert would understand a paranology's periscope, triboelectric, static field meter. So pretty lights. I'm going to leave you here with people and we're all going to another room to see some more stuff. And I'll come back and play with you. There's Norman down there in the corridor. Norman, come in the room. There's women here. I know you like that. Norman, do your job. So when you come in, sit or stand near it, static's back on again. Can you do green? Show them the green for me.
As our guide requested, Norman, the spirit that traverses through the rooms, turns his orange light off and back on to a green glow. The fact that this can just happen off a simple request is paranormal. And as I've stated, paranormal always doesn't mean it's a ghost. But I can't explain it. Can you? This is just all evidence leading towards the big question, if ghosts are real. The tour is in our hands, as the guide leaves us alone to talk to the spirits and ask them questions. I start with Robert.
Does anyone want to say anything?
Are you here with us, Robert?
The screen went off.
I reckon it's because it's too close, I reckon.
Robert, can you tell us where you are? I'm gonna walk out of this room because it's making me feel weird.
Are you
I can't.
serious?
No, I can't explain it like this.
Give me
is,
your thingy.
This is
I wanna
something
use
that, what,
it.
the EMF or
No.
spirit box. This
Yeah.
is like something I can't explain. I just feel like dizzy as. Thank you, Robert. If you're making me, if this is your way of communicating, thank
In
you.
this moment, I begin to feel like my whole room is spinning out of control. I was confused and dizzy and sick all at once. I couldn't explain what was happening to me. But looking back at it now, I believe that might have been the influence of the spirit known as Norman, as I was standing right in front of the door where he warned us earlier. But I not only let my curiosity and stupidity overcome me, I decide to go back into that room where Norman affected me and see if I could capture Robert once again. I did this for you guys. Here's what I found.
Robert, my name is Liam. Can you say my name? Did I hear a woman say Liam like instantly or?
As you heard, I asked Robert, the little boy, to say my name back to me. And we got what sounds like a little boy responding, saying my name, like, Liam. It's up to you if you want to believe me, but I am shook after this. Here's the replay.
Robert, my name is Liam. Can you say my name? Can you say my name? It could just be picking up radio stations, but if you hear like a word, like a full word, then...
After feeling the effects of Norman and getting such a clear, creepy response on the spirit box saying my name from Robert. It could be from Norman, but our guide did not let us know Norman's age. So as Robert is a young boy, we believe that to be the spirit of Robert. But after gathering some pretty scary evidence, we decide to head into the next room and meet a new resident using the Ovilus device.
This can go silly. He's mentioned devil. He has a sense of humour. This is Jack's room. The questions we ask Jack are specific. How many of your people are here? Who's here tonight? You often get a Debbie and a Rhonda. He's got 2 girlfriends. The person who talks to him all the time is me, Grandpa. Sometimes it's Grandpa or Angry Grandpa. He's not talking very much tonight. I'm going to switch him off, switch him back on, so we get a fresh start. All the words are recorded. If he gets nothing, sometimes you can get a lot. Jack might be on holiday. He also calls himself Jackie. So you've got to talk to him. If you don't talk to him, you can't take notice of any of the things. So we can split ourselves between and there. Head off.
As these words are coming through, I get the sudden feeling that something is watching me. And look what shows up. I think the great things about doing this kind of investigation is that over time, you piece things together one by one like a puzzle. Now, our guide told us that Jack likes to sit in his room and look out the window or watch. That would be Jack's activity. He would sit there and he would look out his window. At the end, I will show you a photo I took of Jack's room. What you see will shock you. Now I've put things together in my head, and I believe I know what he's looking at because of these next words.
Pole, and
We
then
believe
remove
Jack
pole.
is looking out the window at a copper pole. We believe Jack is trying to make his presence known as he told us to smell. I personally couldn't smell anything. But when we responded by smelling the room, he replied with logical. Seems like he is communicating with us. He then asked us to speak to him further and stop being silent.
Do you have friends here?
Speak.
Do you want us to stay, Jack?
I now believe that the general ward that we have started in isn't very bad at all. I believe that the spirits there are somewhat friendly, and I feel sorry for Jack. He wants us to communicate with him, and when we do, he feels joy. But when we are all thinking of leaving, he asks us to stay. I believe that Jack enjoys our company. But when we were all deciding to go, he replied with,
Maybe we go and see Robbie. Is it Robbie or Robert?
I would like to think that Jack fears being alone and enjoys company because of all the evidence we have captured in this general ward today. I believe maybe he may look out the window wishing he can go out there. Or maybe he just likes people's company. Who knows? But we now move into the most haunted ward, where the matron resides.
This looks like a storage room. This doesn't look like a cell. It could be.
Okay, that's what it sounds like. You should hear nothing. And when it sweeps through the radio band that's got stations, you'll hear bits. But we're looking for stuff in response to our questions. Matron, if you're here tonight, would you come out?
As our guide asks the spirits to come forward and communicate, he notices something down the hallway.
Just down the corridor. I'd like you to move, please. I'd like you to light up the pretty lights. A lot of people waiting for you.
As we all start to feel a little uneasy, watch what happens as you hear a male grunt.
You float 7 times. Yes!
We have been told this ward is where they house insane young girls, and it has just been proven that there are still child spirits here. After he asked the spirits if they could blink the device 7 times to prove if they were a child, the device then blinked 7 times. After no more evidence in that room, we proceed to move into the matron's room herself. And what I'm about to do, you should never try at home. Rule number 1 is you should never provoke spirits.
It's a nice room.
Actually, this is the room the woman said in the earlier tour. This is where the room is where the guys aren't supposed to go into because she freaks out. Yeah. So no one wants to walk in there.
As the man just stated, the matron does not like males in her room and freaks out if she finds any men in her quarters. So Jared, Asa and I crept back while the group continued, and I did an unspeakable thing. I provoked her.
You don't like us being in here?
describe what I've just heard. When me, Jared and Asa were in that room, it was just us while the group continued. It was dead silent. I've had to pause this video because I have chills right now. In post-editing, I just heard a woman moan. I could film a video. I could screen record me being on Discord with them to prove it. It was just me, Jared and Asa in that room. And what we heard just gave us chills. Have a listen.
You don't like us being in here? Show me you don't like having men in here. Make this device change colour. Make it flicker.
After no luck with the EMF reader, we decide to head on through the matron's lounge where I've taken a couple photos, and we then headed to the final area of our investigation.
It's a beautiful
But that was before
room.
like he said anything. And then he's like,
It's a very nice room in here.
After a long 2.5 hours of searching these dark, twisted corridors of Mayday Hills Asylum, I still ask myself, are ghosts real? Through the copious amount of evidence we have received throughout this video, I am now a believer in the paranormal. Not a strong believer. We will need to find out in the future. We finish the tour here in this room, and I spend my last half an hour taking snapshots of the property. In these photos, you may see some things, you may not. Let us know in the comments below, but in some photos, you will see stuff I will point out. I will end this in a slideshow, and I'll see you at the end of our investigation.
Anyways, boys, that's pretty much it for tonight. I wanted this video to be me basically finding out if ghosts and spirits and that are real. You see a lot of TV shows that just look fake, and they I feel like they do fake a lot of stuff. Like all their devices go off at once and they go, oh my god, what's that noise? You see a bunch of fake shit like that on TV all the time. So I thought I'd come here and try it out for myself. And as you've seen, like, we didn't get as much as the TV shows get, but we got some pretty good stuff. Ace's devices went off a couple of times and was crackling in his hand. I got my name, hopefully I got it on video, I got my name back on the spirit box. It was like a high-pitched woman and went like, Liam. And I was like, whoa. And then I just felt like, tonight I could not explain it. This is probably the most like fucked thing I've ever felt. Like I've never actually felt dizzy from like a spirit or whatever. Like in that room, I just felt like I was just like pretty much coming out of my body, and I felt sick. And as soon as I left and I walked through that doorway, it's like it just went like, I just felt, I don't know how to explain it, I just felt like normal again. It was crazy. But we got some good evidence. I reckon $60 per person. You come here for 2 hours. I reckon this was worth it. Like next ghost video I make will either be here or to be at the asylum in Ballarat, and I'll be booking the whole thing out. I'll invest, it's $500, but I will invest and I will have not just Jared here and Asa, I will have probably all the boys, and we'll have the asylum to ourselves. And I'll, yeah, it was a good experience. I'll pass it to Asa in case Asa wants to talk. If he had any, did you have any experiences? Or
Yeah,
anything you could
I
explain?
had a few experiences that I thought was weird. The second we walked in, like the building on our right, I walked in and I was like walking around, just having a little look into like certain rooms, and I went into this one room, and I walked in and I just like in my head, I just asked a question. I just asked what its name, like if anyone was in here, what its name was. And the second I got like just like an answer straight away, like the second I asked it said its name was Annie. And later on when we were like going through that same area, he, like the guy that's giving the tour, starts talking about that there's actually a little girl in there called Annie. And I thought that was pretty crazy, and I got like kind of a little bit like of goosebumps, and
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty cool experience.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, there will be many more videos to come exactly like this at different locations. But I believe now. I came in a skeptic and I came out a believer. It's up to you what you want to believe. And normally, you don't believe this sort of thing until it happens to you, which is exactly my case. So, I don't think I have sufficient evidence enough to answer the age-old question. However, I do have some evidence that I can't explain. So I guess we're gonna have to find out next time if ghosts are real. You weren't, this is not what you're supposed to do, but we started to provoke the spirit a little bit.
Oh yeah, but it's gonna.
But-
Jared,
But
what?
I feel like nothing is followed
Explain
us now.
what you were feeling
Yeah.
just before we left.
Tell us if you had
from
any
that
experiences,
room
Jared.
upstairs.
I just fucking. I can't put it into words. I just felt like at all times there was just someone pushing down on me.
On your shoulders?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
And I literally, it got
When
to
I was in that corner, I didn't even get it on. I don't think I got it on video. It felt like someone was just like on top of me, just like pushing.
I had to take all my
Pushing.
fucking clothes off because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm like fucking. I was just
Yeah,
felt
it
so
was great.
heavy and disgusting. It was.
Anyway, Beechworth Asylum. It's a yes from me. This place is amazing.
This is a gnarly trip. I reckon
this.
this was hectic.
I'll chuck the link in the description for this place. If like anybody watching wants to book it, you can. I might come back here in future. Next time it's going to be either Ballarat Asylum or it might even be the Beechworth Jail if they let us do an investigation
Dude,
there.
we should go all around Australia doing like different places, like one in Hobart.
Well,
go to
I
the
said
Hobart one.
earlier, we'll start in Victoria, and then I don't mind going to New South Wales because we're like pretty close
Queensland,
to the
just
border.
every state.
But anyways, this has been my first experience with this type of stuff. First bogan Aussie ghost adventures, whatever I called it. I hope everyone watching has an amazing night, and basically the question's been answered. I believe spirits are real. I believe that TV shows take it to the next level for your personal entertainment, and it's all, everything on the shows are complete bullshit. But I do believe tonight we have captured evidence, and ghosts are real, but everybody just likes to over-exaggerate. But thanks for watching, subscribe, join us next time. I like penis.